counters that CC to run them down. It's time to jump into the land of dawn.
This is gonna be the deciding match potentially of the series if Team HAQ are able to secure a 2-0 victory for the juicy 3 points to raise their standings even further. If we look overall at their team lineups, SUHAZ Esports will have a very strong team fight composition, as you mentioned earlier, whereas Team HAQ will be focusing more on a skirmish style of gameplay, with Cho, Paquito, and Julian all having pretty good mobility and one-shot potential.
But if you notice, Min, he's already going to be babysitting up towards that top side. Lola is going to be hovering mid. He's taking way too much damage. He's taking way too much damage, and he can't afford to recall because he won't hit his level 2. Vinsmoke has done a good job at harassing him with the help of Oxygen. They're going to go up for... Do they steal that? Oh...
I'm not sure. They might have, actually.
I'm
not certain.
They did. I think they did. Raisin is already at... Yeah, Raisin is already at level 3, and Gary is level down. So that is a little unfortunate.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. I do notice as well that Team HAQ kind of did a bit of a lane swap here. Mon is playing in the EXP lane, and Lola is mid lane as the Cho. So he's going to be focusing more on roaming around to assist the rest of his team instead of really just honing in on one lane.
I'm surprised, though. I would have expected, Julian to be totally fine here in the mid lane. But I guess they don't want him to get harassed. I don't think Cho into the Thamas is a terrible matchup by any means.
Yeah, I agree as well. I feel like they could have kept the usual Cho EXP and Julian mid, but I suppose they want Mon to hit his level 4 earlier, and Julian would be a better matchup into the Thamas, but not by very much.
Yeah, I mean, Sidney Norsana, I guess he knows the matchup well enough to be like, as long as I don't take a terrible trade, it won't be the end of the world. Turtle gonna get started by the side of SUHAZ Esports as Abumon and Vinsmoke just holding up to the top side. Gary actually going for the initial dive here. Turtle is already down, but Abumon, he is so stuck, and Vinsmoke can't do anything. Even with the holy healing, it ain't enough. Gary should be the next to fall, but Vinsmoke takes the kill instead of Oxygen. That's a little sad, but hey, what happens, happens.
That's a little bit unfortunate. I see what Team HAQ were going for there. You could see that they just decided not to contest the turtle at all because they don't have priority on the bottom lane. Instead, trying to go for a gank up top side. And while they were able to pick off the Claude, unfortunately, Gary's cooldowns were not quite short enough. You could see that he walked back towards Oxygen at that last moment. I think he was waiting for heavy left punch to come back up so that he could get that shield. Unlucky, not quite enough.
Yep. Unfortunate indeed, but hey, what can you do? Still, it's not going to really slow Gary down too much here. Raisin is going to be ahead in levels, and let's see if they can actually find retribution on the top side, if they can look for this potential dive. But let's not forget, Min does have that time journey, so he should be fine to protect Panda up on this lane. 50 seconds until the next turtle comes back up.
Lola's in a bit of danger here. They want to set up on the Cho, but Jikundo makes sure that the heavy spin can't come out, and Mon will be joining him here in mid lane. But this is a 2v4 situation. I don't think they're going to be able to get a kill.
No, they're probably not going to get a kill here. Panda is starting to get a little greedy. Min, however, informs him about Vinsmoke's presence and potentially Oxygen's as well, as mid lane is a little too clear, and Lola has been tailing them this whole time. Mon has to get on out of there. He's dealing some decent damage to City Norsana, but they finally kick on to Oxygen, catches Oxygen on the rotation, and now Panda successfully continuing to siege down on that top tier 1.
That was just beautifully done. SUHAZ Esports has been doing such a good job of responding to Team HAQ's rotations the entire time. But the moment they let their guard down for just 1 minute, they catch out the mid laner, and that'll allow them to gain control over the turtle pit. Panda even clearing up the entire top tower before the gold shield even disappears.
Here we go. Raisin trying to go with the heavy blows, trying to make sure that Gary isn't able to get into the middle of the fight, but unfortunately that leaves Lola isolated for the rest. The SUHAZ Norsana almost going down, but Mon could not finish him off.
That's unfortunate for Team HAQ, but SUHAZ Esports gets a nice engage there. Mon now still trying to chase the Thamas, might be putting himself out of position here. No mana, no cooldowns, but the same can be said for SUHAZ, so he is able to walk away.
Alright, now that they get to walk away, Mon is going to go for the full reset here. And that does mean that Lola can actually rotate back down and actually hover across that wave. With the help of Beatrix, they need to make sure that they don't lose or trade a tower back into the hands of SUHAZ Esports.
You can see from the items so far that most of the cores have already completed their first item. With the richest player on the map right now gonna be Panda after clearing up the entire gold shield, already finishing a BOD at this stage of the game.
They're going to continue on their siege. Bottom side looks like it's threatened, but Abumon, he's scared to walk up here. He doesn't want to get caught, and he's not entirely sure where they are. But now he's got the information where everybody is. 2 mid, 1 on top. That means it's going to be Diggy hovering around. But Julian, he's stalking. He's stalking on the bottom side of the jungle. Vinsmoke might be in some trouble, even using Holy Baptism as well to ensure that he doesn't get caught by Lola. And they press the advantage even more.
Yeah, but look at bottom side. Panda's getting so much money from towers, and that's forcing SUHAZ to come down to the bottom lane to respawn.
Oh!
Panda, he's flickering forward. He misses out thanks to the battle mirror image. And here comes Ryzen, Min, and Panda in a lot of danger. But Time Journey keeps him alive. Panda gets the kill! Oh, no, double going over to Panda before he's finally shut down. Gary, he finds Oxygen, dropping him real low. But he will be able to finish it off with that final jab and survives the tower as well. Another tower should be falling to Team HAQ.
Oh my god, what a decision being made by Panda, turning that situation around, turning his death into just an acceleration of wealth. Oh man. Time Journey gets popped, he turns around, sees Abumon greeting out, takes him out, and kills Vinsmoke just before he dies.
That's just not ideal for SUHAZ Esports, and even I can't believe that just happened. They're now on top of the turtle. They find out Mon. He has to use the enhanced sword to get away. Lola will be there to save him as Ryzen, with a heavy spin, secures the turtle, going over to Abumon. But the 1K network is still for Team HAQ, and Vinsmoke disappears. Lola, oh, that's unfortunate. That's not the direction he was looking for. Gary fighting off more than he can chew here. Gets picked off. Min as well as Mon gonna be able to finally take out Oxygen, but that puts him out of position. Already 4 kills, 4-2 in favor of SUHAZ.
Oh, they wanted to press the advantage there, but I think Lola may have baited them into a really bad position to fight because Abumon was in place and he had the battle mirror image ready to go to pop the blazing duet. Panda's got a lot of good damage here, and now he's going to try his best to clear up this lane. Oh, Time Journey took a while to actually connect onto Abumon, but totally fine at the end of the day. SUHAZ still slightly ahead despite all that has happened this game.
SUHAZ needs to catch out Panda, otherwise the fight is not really considered won at this point. This Beatrix is the biggest issue for the blue side of the map right now, and they need to make sure that Panda cannot continue scaling up if they want to secure victory. But Team HAQ, they're not going to give that away very easily.
No, not at all. City Nosana trying to defend this mid-tier 1, and Mon just really baiting out as much attention to himself. Again, another tier 2 has been traded for a tier 1, and they might lose another tier 2 here. It doesn't look like they have any, Team HAQ has any control over the bottom side of the map as Abumon getting free hits on this tier 2.
SUHAZ is babysitting him. They want to make sure that Claude can match up to the Beatrix, but now Mon doing a lot of damage to Vinsmoke, forcing out the Holy Baptism. That's an important ultimate, not available for the next fight. But here comes the heavy spin. Doesn't matter though, Time Journey exists. Mon dropping real low. Abumon doing a lot of damage to Panda. Wind of Nature means Panda has to flicker away, but here comes Gary. Picks up the kill on the Claude. Real manipulation doing a lot of damage to Lola. He will probably be sacrificed to allow his team to
snipe.
Oh! Misses the snipe on City Nosana.
Oh, that was too close. That was so close. It was almost pixel perfect. They could have gotten a profit in that trade, but THQ, they back off now. There's nothing much they can do. Let's pull up the item list here. We're seeing 2 items coming out from Julian, 2 items coming out from Paquito, 1 item coming out of Lola so far, but Panda in a lead with 2 items and 2 components here. I think he needs to make a decision on what he wants to buy.
I think we can also see that Abumon has been forced into getting Wind of Nature before Golden Staff. It kept him alive in that last fight, but that's going to delay his damage even longer.
I think it's necessary, because if he didn't have it, he would have died to Panda straight up with the amount of damage that Nibiru was about to come up with, on top of the fact that he had Wesker. So I'd rather not risk it. If I was in Abumon's position, I'd definitely build it too.
Man going to be able to escape. Honestly, I like the way that he's playing this Julian. I think Man has used more enhanced swords just in this one game than I have seen throughout my entire career casting MLBB.
But here we go. Raisin, he's going to go with the body slam. Lola gets the third to the G. Couldn't go, but that's going to pop. They do get the time journey off just in time. That's 2 ults. They can look for the re-engagement here. Are they going to actually take the opportunity to do so? Because Lord is up and, you know, Gary is on top side clearing up that wave in that 1v1 against the Thamos. SUHAZ is trying to press the advantage here, but they're going to be losing Thamos soon. They find the shutdown on a Kai. It's a real world manipulation. Looking for kills. Finn Smoke lives, but they take out Gary finally here after finishing CT Norsana. Gary chasing them down. Lola so very... Oh, Lola, don't die to Lord. Don't die to Lord. Holy healing doesn't connect just yet. Oxygen can't find the angle. And THQ, they back off.
That was honestly a really good decision from SUHAZ Esports though, all things considered. They used the heavy spin to bait out the time journey and save the real world manipulation, knowing that Min wouldn't have it back up when they're taking the Lord. It's just unfortunate that they hadn't factored in Gary coming in from behind, and with Razin getting taken out by the enhanced chain, they no longer could contest the objective safely.
I mean, CT Rosana, he tried his best to slow down Gary, but eventually it was a losing battle. Gary is significantly ahead. He has been farming hard on this Paquito, and unfortunately for CT Rosana, lane gold is not going to be enough, and he is 2 levels down.
What he does have an advantage though is the fact that as a Tamas, he will be able to push lanes and match up to Gary despite not having nearly as much farm, which means that he can constantly apply pressure, allowing the team to make sure that they don't lose out too much in lane pushing.
Yep. Once again, the same situation occurs once more. Topside, lane management happens. Team HAQ now taking full control over the Lord Pit's side. Lola, he sees one. Time journey is going to reverse attack. Gets onto Raisin. That's a lot of damage with the enhanced chains.
And as a combo of enhanced chain and the point blank Wesker shot from Panda, Lola now going to constantly pressure them. God's caught out with the Holy Baptism, but here comes Time Journey keeping him alive. Panda finds the Lord, and SUHAZ Esports have to make a hasty retreat.
Man, that such a feels bad when your jungler is unable to get into the fight, and Gary is nowhere to be seen. He was just managing topside, realizes, okay, my team needs me, I rotate. By the time he rotates there, it's already done. It's like, oh, I guess I'm here.
Now, all things considered though, Team HAQ are only 2k net worth ahead. SUHAZ are still in an okay spot in this game, 9 kills to 10. That's only the first Lord of the game, so they shouldn't have too much problem clearing it up. And we can see from the AI as well, it's actually not leaning that far towards Team HAQ.
Yeah, it's 40% to 60%. Let's see if that changes later on into the game. But Team HAQ going to look for an inhibitor here. They're synchronizing the waves. The second wave of Lord Empowered Minions will be crashing onto the bottom side, which makes that wave even bigger. So THQ going to continue the siege. Real world manipulation already used. Min is going to try and get out of here. So that's one big ult coming out of SUHAZ Esports' arsenal. They find Raisin. He's in trouble. He dies. Top Panda gets sniped, but the kick coming out from Lola finds CT Norsana. He tries to pop the vengeance, but it's not going to be enough. Panda has the opportunity. Lola with a third hit of G. Kundo sends Finn Smoke and Oxygen back. They can end this right here, right now, but it's got to be careful. Panda looking for opportunities to snipe. Conceal is already down, but there's no more minions to help them push. They have to back away.
Razin just got absolutely decimated in an instant, and a really good catch from Lola as well. Team HAQ though should have actually been able to end the game there, if not for the fact that Gary actually died 1v1 to Abumon. Vince Smoke instantly gonna be a casualty, and Time Journey used to make sure that they don't die to the Wrath passive.
Wow, I've never seen someone so nervous about the Wrath passive that they had to do it. They really had to pop that Time Journey. And I mean, even though Lola had gotten the shield, had he not, I think he would have died there, to be fair, if he didn't have Shunpo or something to give him a bit of a shield.
And we do have to be very cautious about Abumon now. He won the 1v1 against Gary in that previous Lord push, and he's actually doing a lot of damage to Team HAQ. They need to respect this Claude and make sure that they're not caught out in a big blazing duet, because right now, that is SUHAZ Esports' key to victory.
Yep. SUHAZ can't afford to make any mistakes here. A single one would mean that Team HAQ is going to go and rush for the end. 14 minutes into the game with only a 3K gold lead in Team HAQ's favor. SUHAZ Esports, they need to wait until the 42K mark before they opt to take the next fight.
We can see that both teams are playing quite passive right now. They know the Lord is going to come up in another 10 seconds, and they can't afford to take a big fight unless they're sure they can get a pick-off. The positioning from Team HAQ is going to be more favorable, and now they want to engage onto Razin, but the rest of his team is right behind it.
Yeah, they just play it slow. They have crashing waves here for the side of Team HAQ. They have every advantage on their side. They don't have to do anything drastic just yet, but Lola finds Oxygen, tries to zone him away. Vinsmoke gets the Holy Baptism, but Lola is able to get on out of here with his full tank build with Mon to deter them. Wait, he goes back in. Lola wants to find something. He's slowing down. He flickers out of the way to buy time for the rest of the team to take the Lord. This means that SUHAZ, they are living on borrowed time.
That was just a job well done by Lola. They're even ready to sacrifice his life to be able to ensure that the Lord goes to his team. Not even necessary. Not to mention bringing down Razin to really low HP by himself. This is now going to be a Lord pushing straight in. The base of SUHAZ Esports is completely empty. A final 5v5 to determine their fate in this series.
Here comes the Luminous Lord is on its way. This is SUHAZ Esports' last chance. They cannot afford with the Lord Empowered Minions come through. They find the initial knockup, but Zito Nostana absorbs the damage. Real world manipulation keeps them zoned out, but Team HAQ still have Lord Empowered Minions on the top side to crash in. The reset coming in from Raisin. They're looking for it. Lola, he finds one, but not enough. Not the right target. Time Journey is already popped. They get the kick onto Raisin, but he manages to get on out. Mon misses his sickle, and now Lola is left to his own. Blazing Duet finds Min, and they manage the defense. Team HAQ is forced to back away.
A beautiful defense by SUHAZ Esports, perfectly positioning themselves to make sure that they're not going to get caught out by the skirmishers on the side of Team HAQ. And with Min down for the next 25 seconds, this could be a good time for them to make an attempt, if not for the fact that the Diggy is just here providing information to his team.
Yep, solid information as well. Min may be dead, but oh wait, the chains come out. Real world manipulation doing some damage, but Lola cancels it straight away. Mid-tier 1 should fall, but they sacrifice Mon in the process. They can't do much about that, and Penta unfortunately cannot afford to walk into that artillery fire.
It was a good plan by Team HAQ. They wanted to combo the enhanced chain with Nibiru's passion, but ended up getting knocked up by the Akai there, resulting in Mon getting sacrificed there. At least he bought some time with the turn to Trunkian, but again, they are one man down. Gary is back. They need every hand on deck to go for this 5v5.
Yep, this is a very close game, and the gold lead doesn't even matter now. Both sides in full builds, and Oxygen absolutely deadly when he drops that real world manipulation. So now Team HAQ has to change their priorities. They have to make sure they cancel this real world manipulation. They cannot afford to just sit in it with the time journey, because they will lose a lot of their health.
Oh, this is risky. Again, this is just like game number 1. How is it so tense every single time? Gary, though, he's in danger. Blazing to it. That's a lot of damage. 1v3.
Wait, they're going for the
Winner Trunkian. Well, keep him alive for now, but it's not going to be enough. The rest of Team HAQ now want to push up. They know that the rest of SUHAZ are not around. Nice kick onto Oxygen. They pick up Raisin. Panda flickers forward. They pick him up, but here comes Abumon and CD Rasana. No Blazing Duet, so they will be able to pick off the immortality on Lola, but they get the snipe onto the Tamas. Mon now jumping in. They're looking for Vinsmoke, but it's not quite enough. 4v3. Team HAQ, they want to push this. Enhanced Chains doesn't find a target. Panda forced to use the Wind of Nature. They get Abumon. He's still alive. They find him. Shut down on the Claude. They ride Windsmoke, but they will lose Mon. And Oxygen is able to pick off one more on the Lola. Immortality gone.
Take the
Panda
fight.
has to go for the fight, but he gets picked up. He still has immortality though, so he is actually fine. That's a wipeout for Team HAQ. The crystal is exposed. A beautiful defense, but not quite enough. And the victors will go. Team HAQ secures the 2-0.